This week, we're climbing viewpoints, taking a leap of faith and diving into the surprise reveal of Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced, 13 years after the original first set sail. Over on Xbox, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but GamePass is getting a price cut. Then Kat synchronizes us with the Animus for Timeline Twister Assassin's Creed Edition.
Get ready for the Girls on Games podcast, your weekly dose of news, reviews, and everything video games. Always served with a good helping of hype and just a pinch of salt. And now, your host, Leah.
Hello and welcome to another Girls on Games podcast. My name is Leah. I'm the host of this show. This is episode number 538, and joining me around this digital table includes Catherine. Hey, Kat.
Hello.
And Joelle. What's up?
Yo, hello.
Let's get into a little bit of housekeeping before we get into the crew check-in. If you enjoy this show, you can subscribe. We're available on Apple Podcasts, YouTube Music, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and Podbean. If you'd like to give us a tip, maybe buy us a coffee, you can do that by going to our Ko-fi. That's ko-fi.com/girlsongames. Ladies, I am not going to lie. It has been so chaotic at work that I literally just played video games this weekend and did house cleaning because I didn't have the mental capacity for anything else.
I was sick for most of last week. I had a 4-day fever. The only thing I did was I managed to make it out Friday nights for food and drink with my friend. And we went to a place called the Cold Room in the Old Port. And it's a speakeasy type situation where you got to know the door and you got to
Oh, that's fun.
ring the bell and somebody comes and gets you, and then you sit in a basement and it's like all cozy and underground, and the drinks are $20.
Hell yeah.
Love it. Oh, yeah, expensive drinks.
Yeah, but
I pay for this sneaky.
Yeah, but it's like it's high end stuff. Like if you're into, I don't know, scotches and whiskeys. I don't know if it works like in the same way in Ontario, but in Quebec with the liquor board,
Yes.
they'll order some of these high end bottles that cost like $500, $600, $700, but they only order so many, and to guarantee that they sell them, they do a lottery where essentially you put your name in to be able to buy one. And when we went to that place, they had like 2 or 3 bottles, and essentially with the bartender. Thank you. I was like, it's not a barmaiden or it's not a barmaid. The bartender was telling us is that the owner would ask all the employees to put their name in so that they could buy a bottle. But the bar pays for the bottle.
Right, of course, but then he has more options in the lottery.
Yeah.
Like
So my friend ordered a $25 glass of whiskey.
Wow. Was it good?
She said it was amazing. And because she's like, good. She's very personable, and she was chatting up the bartender.
Uber, right?
Yeah, exactly. You know her.
Yeah.
So the bartender let her kind of like, she was giving her recommendations of all the stuff they have. And like, she was like, oh, here are 2 bottles that are like, one of those like rare stuff, expensive stuff, stuff you get to the SAQ lottery. And she let her like try them off and everything. And then, she decided like, okay, like pour me a glass of this one. As the bartender walks away, she turns to me and she's like, and that's why I'm friendly, because I got at least like $10 worth of real whiskey. Because she had like 2 full gulps easy to try it.
Nice.
Because she was, But yeah, it was a nice time. But I was just like, this is such the speakeasy thing, like the in one door, out the other, and whatever.
Yeah.
Such a gimmick.
Yeah.
Such a gimmick. But after having a very hard week and, like getting over my cold, it was nice to just sit and chat. Even if it's just with the girl I chat with often. But I was like, I was not up for like a big group setting, I was kind of like tired, and she was just like, she also had a week TM, and she was like, I need drinks and girl time. And I was like,
Mhm.
absolutely. She's like, I know this place that I want to take you to that I discovered when my cousin was in town. And, we meet there and she's just like, here's the door. And she goes like, buzz. I'm like, what the fuck is this place? But the drinks were good.
Was it her cousin that she brought to my house party once that brought her to the speakeasy? Or maybe you don't know.
No, that was a guy cousin. That was a lady cousin.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
It's another
That was a
cousin
time.
who's even younger. Hence why she ended up in a very bougie, upscale, trendy bar
Nice.
in the old part
Mhm.
because the
Wicked.
20-some-year-old was like, I want to know, Montreal party scene. And my friend's in
boy.
her 40s, and she was like, all right, let me Google this shit.
Also, the parties were better when we were in our 20s. Just throwing it out
Yes.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah. When cell phones were not really a thing outside of
Yeah.
a Motorola
Yeah.
flip razor thing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No receipts.
No receipts?
No receipts.
Better that way. Joelle, how you feeling?
I am, for the most part, I'm pretty miserable.
Oh,
to be
I feel
honest.
so bad.
Yeah, pretty. I'm just trying to kind of get through, just kind of push. I just think a part of me is like, I'm just kind of tired. Like, it's been just kind of pain. The pain has come down significantly, which is helpful, but just,
Yeah.
dealing with it since last August, and like, it just is uncomfortable and it hurts. And I think also too, like, I'm trying to be really good about exercise as much as I can. And like having the dog like certainly helps. Like, I'm hitting 10,000 steps a day, which is pretty good with the walks and stuff. But trying to do other things just to because exercise is good, and trying to get stuff that gets my heart rate up. And a lot of things that I had tried like weren't working. Like, cycling wasn't working, doing the elliptical, like, they felt worse after and just achy. And I think I was just feeling like pretty defeated a bit, of like, I'm trying all these things and nothing's working. And so I don't like always love swimming, but then I feel like I've avoided swimming, and I've exhausted all my other options. I'm going to try to start swimming now at least 3 times a week. So I went Saturday and then I went today, and they do feel pretty good. The first day I think the knees were like, what are we doing? And then today they felt a little bit better. So I think that's.
Do you have access to flutter boards or any other floats that they have there?
All that stuff is at
so
the gym.
recommendation, there's this one float which it looks like it's 2 cylinders attached to each other. Not like this, like next side by side.
Yeah.
If you want to avoid kicking, because oftentimes when you get in the pool you just want to kick.
Yeah.
Put that between your ankles.
I have
and
one
just
of those.
use your arms.
Yeah, I have one of those. Yeah.
That means you'll get your heart rate up without stressing out your knees. Already it's low impact because you're swimming.
Right.
But yeah, just to like focusing on keeping your feet together to hold the float up will be enough. And plus you're tightening muscles then. Yeah. I mean, that's why all the swimmers are ripped, is because you're tightening muscles then to like keep yourself afloat. Yeah. That'll probably give you, because the elliptical, the treadmill, all of that, that's just more impact on your knees.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I still don't officially know what was going on with my right knee, but I read the MRI report. And I Googled some of the health speak, and there's a meniscus tear on my right. So like, there's arthritis on the other, there's meniscus tear on the other one. And like the other thing that I also did to kind of offset like the swimming is I did buy some Pilates packages, because I know I like Pilates. I know I enjoy that. And I thought that's probably going to be also really good for like strengthening before surgery. So I found one that had a really good introductory, 6 Pilates classes for $60, which is like a steal in Pilates world. And then after that, you have to buy like packages, which are like a couple $100, which is, it is what it is. I'm just like, I want to make sure part of me was thinking, I wonder if I could get like some sort of like medical clearance of like, I'm paying it to surgery, blah, blah, blah. I don't know, but
maybe
so I'm trying to kind of find stuff that like doesn't make it worse, but then kind of makes me feel like I'm doing something, because it just felt like everything I've done just doesn't work, and I'm just like, bleh, like kind of over it. So
I wish we were in the same city because I would love to have what I don't like about working out right now is that Mike is on his feet all day. So the last thing he wants to do, and I'm very much a team player. Every sport I've ever done, even competitive synchronized swimming, is a team sport. And if I had someone that I could go and do that with, I would go swim with you in a heartbeat.
Oh, yeah. You probably would help because I'd be like, I don't want to do this. You're like, let's go. Like, okay.
Let's go get in the water.
Yeah. So the one nice thing is like the gym has like in the swimming pool, they have a pretty large pool area with like multiple pools. Yeah. And then there's a sauna, a dry sauna. And then right across from the dry sauna, there's a cold plunge. So
okay, I would not be able to do that because my Raynaud's hates it. So I wouldn't be able to do that one. But that'd probably be great for your knees.
I think it is really helpful that like also for like my nervous system because like I get done swimming, I go into the sauna, I get like all heated up, and then I go into the cold plunge is very cold. I'm like, holy cow, it's cold. And then I go and I sit in the hot tub. So I think it's also a bit of like self-care, like shock to the system, and then I do that. So anyway, just trying to like I'm just kind of trying to. It's a little bit of fake it till I make it. Like honestly, just so I can get through the surgery, and then just trying to do stuff to keep my spirits up. And like I've asked to work from home just because going to the office, being in the office, I'm just miserable. I'm just like I can't even focus on work.
You're hurting.
I'm so bad. So I'm hopeful that the surgery like will help and then I can get forward. But so I've just been trying to keep up with like the house chores and my own stuff and then the dog and I've been reading. I've been really deep into Dungeon Crawler Carl. So not a whole lot of gaming, unfortunately.
That's
for
okay.
me. I would have played the DLC of Diablo, but it got pushed and it's coming out on Tuesday. So it was supposed to come out.
Oh, right.
It was
I
supposed
saw
to come out
everybody was
24th.
reviewing that, and I figured I just assumed it was already out because I'm like, how do you review a DLC?
Yeah.
Like that seemed like a harder thing to send out, but maybe it wasn't. It got pushed to tomorrow, was it?
Yeah, it got pushed 4 days. Like the official release got pushed 4 days. I don't know what happened there, but I'm just like,
very weird.
So anyway, I'm like, because my plan was like, I'm going to play Diablo over the weekend, and I'm like, no, I'm not. I am not going to do that. I'm going to wait.
Yeah, it's getting. I can't even talk now. Yay, podcast recording, and I can't talk anymore.
Yes.
It's getting very good reviews.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's talk about some Fantasy Critic, and then we can talk about what everybody's playing. In the podcast league, we had a game release. Vampire Crawlers came out, and I hear people talking about that in chat. That's the one that's like Vampire Survivors-esque, but instead it's the card game, right?
Yeah.
Like the deck building rogue one.
Yep.
Yeah, and it was built in collaboration with the dev of Vampire Survivors.
Kick ass. Okay, so that game reviewed very well. A critic of 84, points of 14. Joelle, that was on your list.
Yes.
When it comes to bids and drops, nothing happened because we had no big events coming. Guys, that's just around the corner though. Just you wait. Just
sure is.
You wait. So the standings in the Girls on Games podcast league, Joelle is at first. I am in second. Kat is in third. We are jumping around all over the place. More to come as new games are announced, and we're running into June very, very quickly. On the Community League, we had Vampire Crawlers released. It was on Jessica Starr's list. Critic 84 points of 14. Tides of Tomorrow also came out. That was on Jessica's list as well. Critic is 77 points of 7. Killin' came out on NJK's list. Okay. I know we're going to be talking about Xbox Game Pass. I literally went to go and play that this weekend because I was like, I am curious. And with how expensive Game Pass got, I subbed lower and it wasn't available day and
Oh,
date.
no.
I was like, damn it.
The day one releases are on the expensive one.
I know.
Yes, right.
Well, here's the unfortunate thing. This currently sits at a rating of 68, which means -2 points. Who would have thought? I thought that was going to come out and it was going to be like an indie darling, but I guess it's just not what people want. So that's unfortunate. Last Titanium Court release that was on Darthritis' list. Critic of 86, points of 16. No bids, no drops. The league currently stands at, as I scroll up, Phoenix is in first, then Jessica Starr, then Joelle, Darthritis, Kat, Pat, Margot Plays, Offshore Meteor, Ross Varnier, Aria Richter, myself, Stainsby Kingsby, NJK, and Snake Fred. Right. What are we all playing? So Joelle, you said you didn't have time to play anything.
No, I just didn't have the time or the mental capacity.
No problem. Kat, were you web slinging?
Yeah, a little bit. Not much,
Yeah?
but yeah. I'm about halfway through the game, I think. But
Ooh.
yeah.
Nice. I'm still enjoying Timberborn. I'm trying to play through a full kind of playthrough as the kind of first faction, and before I go to the Iron Teeth one, which is supposed to be slightly harder. But yeah, like I said, I tried to play Cleland and then didn't. But now starting this week, there's an update to Pacopia with Sableye, so kind of like a timed event kind of deal. So I'll pick it up for that. I kind of let it go for a bit. One, because I was playing Timberborn, and two, because like now it's just I gotta try and find all the Pokemon and build my stuff and whatever. But I've finished the main game. But then I saw the announcement that's coming out right at the end of next week when I have tons of chaos happening. Finally, there's a new update coming to 2 Point Museum, and it's art related.
Oh,
because of
nice.
course, we need to have artifacts is what it's called.
Right. Oh
and
my
I'm like,
gosh.
I was watching the trailer and I was like, what? How do you know me so well?
They know their
game?
audience. They know their audience.
So I'm going to be suckered back into that. And again, next week, I'm going to sit there and I'm like, do I continue to play this on Xbox or do I just buy it on Switch and be done with it and start again? I don't know. I think I'll just continue playing it on Xbox and I hope I'll get it on Switch at some point when it comes out super cheap. But like they've been doing small updates, like little ones, but this is like the next big one. And yeah, this 2 Point Museum, you just know me. You just know me too well.
You just know me too
Why you
well.
do this? You make me come back every few months. I come back. It's got me hooked. Artifacts, like artifacts at a museum, but it's art. And it's so punny. And they do all these like, you know, like traditional, like the Mona Lisa and like the Thinker. Oh my God, Kat, the Thinker is on a toilet. And he's instead of his hand on his fist like this, he's sticking his finger out like you need to pull his finger.
Of course
and I'm
it
like,
is.
God help me.
Of course it is.
It's so funny. That is so funny.
You know
So
these
stay
devs are
tuned
having
for
the
that.
best time.
I know. I'm like, sign us up because we can give you some phenomenal puns. You know, they ever wanted to, like, if they needed help at any point, not that they do, but if they ever needed help, we could help with the puns. We'd be good at that. But yeah, that game just keeps on giving. It came out over a year ago, and damn, the support, they know. All right, this is a video game podcast, so let's have a podcast game about video games. Kat, you are game master today, my dear. What are we playing?
So to celebrate the announcement of Assassin's Creed Black Flag 4 Resynced, I have a brand new game called Timeline Twister, and we're playing Assassin's Creed Edition.
Oh my goodness,
So
okay.
Assassin's Creed is one of those series where you have two timelines.
That
You
is
have
true.
The order of the games that were released,
Yep.
and you have the order of in which historical era they are. So, and it's all over the place. So I have questions about the Assassin's Creed timeline.
Oh my goodness.
God.
I think
So-
there's only a small hole in my I haven't played said Assassin's Creed game. So
I think this is gonna. Leah's gonna.
if
you're
I
gonna
suck, if I don't know the answers, everybody can come yell at me afterwards. Take away
This
my
is a bit
Assassin's
tailored.
Creed
I'll be
cred.
honest, it's a bit tailored for Leah because she and I are the Assassin's Creed fans.
Yeah.
It's
but
how
this
we
is gonna be
bonded, Kat. Come on, let's
Yeah.
real talk here, okay?
Yeah.
When Kat and I met, and we started talking video games. This is the game we bonded over.
Yes. So I have 5 questions for you, ladies.
Okay.
So we all know Assassin's Creed is the first
Mhm.
release, the one with
Mhm.
Altair.
Mhm.
But which game is at the very start of the historical timeline?
Mirage. No, hold up.
Which one is like
Egypt.
Odyssey Origins?
Well, yeah. One is called Origins, and I don't think the Assassins and the Templars existed then.
So it is Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
No way!
Oh.
Really?
Yeah. So Odyssey is set in
Wow.
431 BC. Origins, which is the origin of the Assassin's Creed Order with Bayek, is set in 49 BC. 49 to 44
wow.
BC.
That's how you get me.
So the big Assassin's Creed nerds will know that like Odyssey is really about the precursors.
Mm.
That's
and
what's
it's real.
built.
They're the closest,
Assassins and the
one to the
Templars.
And then the first order of assassins happens after Origins. That's why it's called Origins.
Hmm.
And then my follow-up question, which only other Assassin's Creed title takes place in BC? And before Christ.
Egypt? Did she say it already?
Yeah. It's basically Origins. So
Yeah.
Origin and Odyssey are the only two Assassin's Creed games that take place before the birth of Jesus.
That's funny that they are they did they continue that timeline like BC, not BCE?
No. After that, they moved forward. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it was ever very much. I'm just trying to think now, because like it was interesting how they picked the different places. Because I feel like people always just kind of came and said, especially after they stopped doing the Ezio Auditore kind of timeline, right?
And Desmond Miles outside of the
Desmond,
Animus.
yeah, when that kind of finished up, they were like, people were just like, this would be a cool place to do an Assassin's Creed. This would be a cool timeline to do Assassin's Creed. I don't think they ever were like, no. I think they kind of made it fit with wherever place or time they wanted to put the main part of the game.
Because that's the point of like the Animus part, right? Where you go into the Animus and you relive memories. Essentially, if you want to follow Assassin's Creed chronologically, you play by release. And then you'll have the story of like Desmond Miles and whatever, and then I forget the name of the girl that there's Origins and Odyssey and everything. But there's a story that happens outside of the game that tells you the present day story. And also it gives you more information about the precursors. So the people that basically they were named after Greek gods. Because they were like super being from the universe, from aliens and stuff like that. So there's that whole timeline. But if you want to play in terms of like historical timeline, you got to jump around significantly. So,
and I don't think it would be as fun because you were playing with
probably not
some of the best games that released. And then you'd have to go to the oldest games.
Yeah.
And then you'd have to go to, right? Like the timeline's kind of all over the place when it comes to like mechanics and stuff, right?
But what's
like
fun
gaming
is like,
mechanics.
Yeah. And what's fun about Assassin's Creed is you can be like, I only care about like, let's say the Japanese game. You can just play it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Just watch a YouTube video to explain what's happening outside the Animus. You'll be fine.
Yeah. What's your next one?
All right. Third question.
Yeah.
So we know. Joelle probably doesn't know. We'll tell her. But you and I know that both Assassin's Creed Rogue and Assassin's Creed Unity were released together in 2014. But which one of these two takes place in the late 1700s? Because although they're very close and they were released together, they're not in the same time period. So which one was later in the 1700s? Is it Unity or Rogue?
See, this is the thing that always throws me off. Because when people say 1700s, I'm like, does that mean the year was 18 something? Or that means the year was 17 something? The year was 16 something?
The year was 17 something.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're both set in 17 something.
Yeah.
You're thinking of Century, like when they say
Okay.
Century.
So
Yeah.
this is where, Joelle, did you play Unity? The one in Paris?
No.
Okay. Did you play
So-
Rogue? The one that happened when they were going up the river in North America?
No.
In the St. Lawrence River and stuff? And it kind of tastes like, okay, so this is going to be hard. Because I can't tell you exactly when each time of those were. I'm going to take a wild stab that it's Unity.
It is Unity. Unity was set
Hey!
from
Yeah.
1789 to 1794, while
Okay.
Rogue is set from 1752 to 1760.
Yeah.
Good job.
Okay. That's it. Because sometimes when they say the hundreds, it's like, it's not exactly the years either.
Yeah.
Like, it's weird
No.
like that.
No, when I say the 1700s, I mean like between 1700 and 1799.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that would be the 18th century.
Mm.
Okay, so 2 last questions. Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. We know that Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag released after Assassin's Creed 3.
Yes.
But did the historical events in Black Flag take place before or after the events of Assassin's Creed 3?
What was Assassin's Creed 3?
That's the one with the Native American.
American
okay.
set in-
Connor.
Yeah,
Not
set in
Edward.
Boston.
Connor is Edward's dad. Connor happened first.
You got it the other way around. Edward is
Damn it!
Connor's
I
dad.
was so close.
So Assassin's Creed Black Flag took place in 1715 to 1722, and Assassin's Creed 3 was 1754 to 1783.
So
I
close.
know somebody was somebody's dad.
So close. That's pretty good though. Like that's props. Points. You should still get points. Points.
Yeah. You remember that, but I think their grandfather actually. It's grandfather.
Something
but,
like that. Yeah. All I know
Yeah.
is isn't the one with Connor like George Washington is in the loop too?
Yeah, it's during the American
so then
Revolution.
that would make sense. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So Black Flag is the
I know why I forget, Kat.
why?
Because that's the evening we met Carrie Price, and I couldn't
It
do
is.
that interview, and you had to do it.
Yes, you were so starstruck. You were. It was,
For a hockey goalie for the Habs. Oh my god.
oh yeah, and I
Made
remember
Kat do it.
taking.
I'm like, I can't talk to him.
And I remember just you had a photo of me, with the mic and everything, just like the two of us. I just posted that on Facebook with the caption, "Yup," and then. And then I have a lot of hockey fans in my group, in my family. That thing blew up. And at one point, somebody called my phone just like, you need to tell me why, how, like the jealousy was palpable because they knew I didn't give a shit about hockey. And I was just like, yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that is some Girls on Games lore for you guys. We should dig to see if we can find that video on somewhere on YouTube. It must be.
No, it's probably lost to the Bright Coves of the world and the deaths of the Bright Cove account that we had at work because it was definitely on the show. It may be on the show YouTube, like deep cut, but I kind of doubt it. It may be on ours. Maybe we pulled it and put it on ours at one point. But I do remember the photo. It's probably on your Facebook somewhere.
Oh, the photo is still on my Facebook. I haven't.
It's probably
deactivated.
on Girls on Games Instagram account somewhere.
Oh yeah. It is such a great photo. It's honestly,
It
and
is.
just the yup.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. He was there because they had some goalie masks there that were painted for him, and it was all tied to the game.
First,
So we were there
yeah.
playing our Wii U's, and wasn't it on
we-
Wii U? Yeah, it was on Wii U.
We were
And,
there. We were there because they had dev kit Wii U's, and it was the first time we got to play a Wii U because
That's
Assassin's
right.
Creed 3 released. And he was there, but it was also the hockey lockout. So
Oh yeah, so we couldn't. They were like, "Do not ask him anything about the NHL," and we're like, "We won't."
I was thrown into that because I remember we went there and our contact Ubisoft at the time was like, hey, so like I can't get you to talk to Carrie Price because it's like very, and we were like, we looked at him and we were like, full disclosure, we're here to play Assassin's Creed, but also because y'all have Wii U's, like let us play with the Wii U. And we're like, it would be a nice to have because we're here with Shom,
Yeah.
but we were like, we get it. We're just like whatever from the radio. And then we're like playing the thing and like recording interviews with the devs, and he fucking rolls around. He's like, I got you in with Carrie Price, and then Leah lost it, and she was like, you got to do this interview. So we're not prepared. And this guy is half interested to talk about these fucking golly masks.
Yay for
so
Jason
it was
Acevedo.
Just
Shout out to him.
It was a great experience. It was like one of my favorite memories. And then people were like, and everybody just kept asking, and like we shared the interview and whatever. It's like 5 minutes at the end because the whole video is just like really deep diving with the devs who worked on Assassin's Creed, and everybody was like, how was he? And I was like, he was a hockey player in a PR event. He was overstimulated and bored. And he was in the middle of a lockout that he couldn't talk about. Like, you could tell it's just like, it was not like, I'm sure he's a great guy, but it was like that situation was just so awkward for everybody. But we were like, man, we got our 2 minutes with Gary Price.
Yeah. Claim to fame, Kat.
Claim to fame.
Do you have one more?
Yeah, sorry, we keep talking. Final question.
It's a podcast. That's the point.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
decided to do an Assassin's Creed theme one.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
that's right.
Borderline the origin of this podcast next to Rocksmith. So come on.
Yeah. So final question. Assassin's Creed Shadows. Did the events take place before, during, or after Ezio Auditore da Firenze?
Jesus. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't finish that game. I need to go back and play that game. I should go back and play that game. I got distracted by another game. During.
After.
Oh, really?
So the whole Ezio timeline, I'm counting all 3 games. So 2 Brotherhood Revelations. That's 476 to 1512.
Okay.
Assassin's Creed Shadow starts at 1581.
Okay. Yeah.
But that's also when you realize, like, like when I was looking at all these dates and whatever, that's when you realize, like, you could make a game with samurais, pirates, like French revolutionaries and like American revolutionaries, and it would be historically accurate. Because sometimes they like all intersect somewhere in the like 15 to 16 to 1700s. It's just like, it is crazy.
Yeah. And I mean, the whole concept of it too, like the reason why they can, let's say, jack into the Animus is because all the people who are supposed to be connected are descendants, right?
Yeah. It has to be an ancestor of yours.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, in Assassin's Creed, when they find Desmond Miles, is because he's an ancestor directly of Altair. And Ezio, and also Ezio, and then Connor as well. Which means that Edward also is one of his. And that was the point of the whole thing, is that like you're just following a whole timeline that starts, like, let's say at Cassandra / Alexios, goes through Bayet and blah, 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 all the way down to Desmond Miles.
So, like, when you're playing Assassin's Creed, you're playing a game, but technically it already happened.
Yes. You're
not changing anything. You're just learning it. So you're already doing the things that were already done.
Exactly. But it's, as a gamer, you do have some agency in the terms of, like, the first games, they were like more like linear, and then when they introduced choices, it was basically, well, whatever you choose as a gamer is the canon of that universe, basically. But it's like even the choices were pretty loose in terms of, like, but it is essentially you're reliving those events, but being a game, they make it interactive.
Do you have a favorite?
My favorite.
Same question as usual.
Full disclosure, I haven't played Shadows, so it's out.
Yeah, I need to finish that too. So yeah, it's out.
Yeah, so I've played a bit of Valhalla, played a bit of Mirage, but I haven't played Shadows at all, so it's not even in the running. It is in between Brotherhood and Odyssey.
Brotherhood.
Yeah, I think if we look at like original, like OG Assassin's Creed, like the old way they used to do shit, Brotherhood.
Mm-hmm.
If we're looking at the new generation, that's more like RPG with like more shit, Odyssey. Origins was amazing as well, but I have a bit more love for Odyssey, just a slightly bit. We had a boat. Odyssey had a boat. What about you?
Had a boat. Well, you got more boats coming.
Yeah.
Well, Joelle, what's your favorite Assassin's Creed?
Well, I've never played one to the end. So
No.
I think actually I only started the first one. Did I only start the first Assassin's Creed?
Like Assassin's Creed?
I think so. I think I started it, and then I think I got frustrated at this. I couldn't sneak well. And then I was like, what? And that was also when I was like just starting to get back into like hardcore gaming.
Yeah.
So it's on one of my lists, I think, to play Odyssey. Like all the way to the...
Yeah, Odyssey, and when this Black Flag Resynced comes out...
Yeah, and the Black...
I'll work on getting you a code for that, because that's one of the better games. One of the best ones. There's a lot of good games in Assassin's Creed.
When I heard that, I was like, oh, that actually might be a good thing for me to... This might be a good time for me to like come in with like this remake. Because those are, I think, always usually do well. So I think that'd be the time to come in. Yeah.
Yeah. I really like Origins, because I always wanted that Egyptian flavor whenever that was something. Because when I was a kid and stuff, I always like was fascinated by King Tut and all that kind of stuff. And then not kind of one of the mainline ones, but one that stuck with me a lot was the first time we had like a female assassin in Liberation. And that was only on the Vita. And I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was one that not a lot of people played and stuff. And I really enjoyed it.
Too bad.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're going to take a wee break, and then we're going to come back. We're going to talk more about Assassin's Creed, because that's hot in the news, and some Xbox stuff. We'll be right back. And continuing the Assassin's Creed conversations here now today. We got news last week. Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced is coming out July 9th. Ubisoft made a great post talking about everything you need to know. So this has been something that's been rumored for quite a while. And I'm very excited to see it kind of come back and forward to get you. I can't wait to play this again, and excited for other people to get a chance to get their hands on it. So July 9th, 2026, 13 years after the original game's launch, Resynced is a faithful recreation of Black Flag, enhanced in the latest version of the Anvil engine, featuring many improvements and new content, and led by Ubisoft Singapore, with many of the original game's developers returning to bring the game to the latest generation of hardware. You'll return to the Caribbean. Caribbean or Caribbean? Ladies?
I think it just depends.
Doesn't matter.
It depends on your accent and your regionals.
Yeah.
For me, I could say it either way at any time, so I apologize in advance. I will not keep that straight. So you'll return to the Caribbean to live the pirate life as captain of the Jackdaw and experience the thrills and dangers of explosive naval combat, cutthroat sword battles of the new and improved parry-driven combat system, a total visual overhaul that brings the beautiful tropical environment to life, and so much more. Take on the role of Edward Kenway on his journey from privateer and skilled assassin. From privateer to skilled assassin, and fight against the Templars. You'll relive Edward's journey, but in a world where that's more impressive and realistic than ever before, thanks to the latest technology and a team with a great passion for the game. So it's going to be available on PS5, PS5 Pro, Xbox Series S and X, PC through Ubisoft Store, Epic Games, Steam, Steam Deck, Ubisoft Plus subscription, and streaming through NVIDIA GeForce Now and Blacknut. Never heard of Blacknut before.
Me neither.
Have you?
No.
Maybe Kat has, because she works at Ubisoft, but
nope.
No, really? Okay.
No.
So yeah, there was a world reveal showcase that was hosted by Matt Ryan. He is the original iconic voice of Edward Kenway. And they have a trailer that's out there, and a gameplay trailer. What's new in Resynced? You've got graphical and technological enhancements built from the ground up on the latest evolution of Ubisoft's proprietary Anvil engine used in Assassin's Creed Shadows, ray tracing lighting with global illumination and reflections, optimized performance with 60 FPS options on consoles, graphic assets built from the ground up to support multi-polygon and physical-based rendering pipelines, fully modernized water rendition and simulation. Important because you do have a boat in this game. New and enhanced features, quests, and stories, including locate and assign new officers to the Jackdaw, who each bring a special ability to naval combat. Playas have been reworked, offering new rewards and unique encounters on islands across the map. Additional missions and new scenes featuring Matt Ryan, Edward's original voice actor, and the original cast. More customization options for the Jackdaw, including new skins and an all-new ship's pets. Ooh, pets. To bring along a cat or a monkey companion while you sail.
Wow.
That's it. Game of the year.
Reworked Kenway fleet. Done.
It's right.
Reworked Kenway fleet, which allows players to use captured ships to generate passive income through rare activities and trading, now available in the captain's cabin and on all versions of AC Black Flagged Resynced. And most important of all, old shanties are back, but are joined by a new set of 10 songs for your crew to bellow as you sail. It has reworked action-adventure combat featuring new visceral takedowns, new parrying mechanics, quick-fire rope dart and pistol moves, a new enemy archetype, the Demolitionist, a new enhanced stealth gameplay, observe modes which extend Edward's eagle vision, crouch anywhere lets Edward lower his profile anywhere on land, drive anywhere means Edward can stealthily approach seafront locations and ships, shadows and low light will affect Edward's visibility during stealth sequences. It has reworked naval combat, enhanced parkour features, dynamic weather, and objects. They're going to go deeper into all of these mechanics over the coming weeks throughout the dedicated articles that are coming out next to it. There's a huge lineup of what the minimum specs are. They're all listed in this version that we will, or this article that we will link. And you know what? I didn't even realize some of those things that they are adding to the game, which is pretty much considered normal now, was not there 13 years ago. This is going to feel like a new game, like almost like it's going to feel like you're getting back into the swing of things and still feel fresh and new. So it's not going to feel like, oh, I remember this and I've just been looking at it with rose-colored glasses. This is going to feel like a game of today, which I'm really excited about because this game was great.
It's definitely one of the favorites and the darlings in the series.
That's why Skull and Bones became a thing, was because of this game. Everybody loved the boat mechanics so much. And then we got boat mechanics in oh my god, the one on the St. Lawrence. You just mentioned it, Kat. We were talking about Unity.
Yeah. Rogue and Assassin's Creed 3 also had a boat.
I was like, not Revelations, is Rogue. Yeah, and then also, too, we got a little bit of boat action in Odyssey as well. So, like, we've had it, but then everybody, it really sang in, and no pun because of the sea shanties, in Assassin's Creed Black Flag, and that's where everybody was like, we didn't know we needed boat combat, but here we are. So, yeah, Joelle, I think there's a game that you were to try that kind of brings you back to what it was, but still has that little bit flavor of the new and now of gaming. Yeah. This is the one to try and pick up.
It sure sounds like it. And then also like, if I can get it on Ultimate PC subscription, then that's totally worth it. Seems like.
Well, it's going to be in the Ubisoft. What did I say it was?
Store, Epic Games, Steam Deck, Ubisoft subscription.
Plus subscription, yeah. So if you're on the Ubisoft Plus subscription, it should be there for you. Yeah. I mean, I'm just going to go and ask our friends at Ubisoft for a review copy. So,
hell yeah.
So that's great. Along with this, there was a slew of rumors talking about the original, the OG, the Altair game getting a remake as well. There's a story on Eurogamer. If Black Flag Resynced isn't enough for you, rumors swirl that we're also getting a full remake of the original Assassin's Creed game. After 3 long years of rumors, reports, leaks, and couple of official teases, we finally have confirmation about Black Flag Remake. But it seems Resynced isn't the only Assassin's Creed remake title in development. If you believe the chatter from the couple of reliable leakers. YouTuber Jonathan, who you may remember as a very well-known and usually on-point leaker of all things Ubisoft, has backed up a report from Insider Gaming's Tom Hiddleston that the next title in Ubisoft's remake catalog will be very first Assassin's Creed title. Now, this shouldn't be too much of a surprise if you've been paying attention, because back in 2024, the publisher outlined that it would be targeting multiple remakes of titles in its series. But other than the oft-rumored Black Flag remake, which we're getting now, we weren't sure which other titles, the alternative historical canon, would be candidates for remakes. So there's no official anything on this. It's just rumors. But yeah, it is worth noting, and noted in this article, that November 2027 will be the 20th anniversary of the game and the series as a whole.
Wow.
So maybe that would be a nice treat next year to get Altair, because that's the one that I probably remember the least, because I played it the longest ago. But also, too, it very much suffers from old game old.
Yeah.
So it could use with that polish and shine. Kat, you excited to go back to Black Flag and maybe even further?
Definitely. I still have to play Shadows, as I said. But I will definitely be happy that Black Flag is fed through my Ubisoft Connect employee list.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
Perks. It's got to be perks.
Perks.
Speaking of perks, ladies, as we were kind of chilling last week, trying to hold down the fort as we did our day jobs, Xbox decided it was going to drop some news. Late last year, they announced that they were upping the price of Game Pass to the point where it got so expensive, I decided to unsubscribe.
I sure did too.
Yep. So lost 3 of us as Ultimate subs.
Yep.
So yeah, back on what date did this release? It doesn't say in the Xbox Wire why you got no date. Anyways, it was last week. Starting today, Game Pass Ultimate drops American dollars $29.99 to $22.99 a month. PC Game Pass will also drop from $16.49 to $13.99 a month. Prices may vary by region. We'll talk when it comes to Canada. Our good friends over at Mobile Syrup have the Canadian pricings. So yeah, it was $33.99. It's gone down to $25.99. I will definitely resub now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Premium was $17.99 a month, unchanged. Game Pass Essential, $13.99 a month, unchanged. PC Game Pass went from $19.99 down to $16.99. So you know what? The $25.99 a month, considering I had my first instance of FOMO, maybe not so bad considering Killen didn't get great reviews, but I had my, FOMO this weekend being like, damn it. So yeah, I think that's awesome. But not all good things come with, without taking a little bit away. What that means and in the press release, beginning this year, the future Call of Duty titles won't come to Game Pass Ultimate or PC Game Pass at launch. New Call of Duty games will be added to Game Pass Ultimate and PC Game Pass during the following holiday season, about a year later, while existing Call of Duty titles already in the library will continue to be available. Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. Yeah, I know. Xbox Game Pass Ultimate subscribers will continue to have access to hundreds of games on Xbox console and PC, including current COD titles, in-game benefits, online console multiplayer, unlimited Xbox cloud gaming, and major day one releases. You can find more details on Game Pass Ultimate and over there in the accounts. Our players cover a wide breadth of geographies, preferences, and tastes. So while there isn't a single model that best suits everyone, this change responds to a lot of feedback we've gotten so far, and we'll continue to listen and learn. Thank you for being part of the Xbox community. So before we get into the part about the wide breadth of tastes and single models and all that kind of stuff, ladies, I'm not a Call of Duty player. So knowing that the Game Pass was going up because of COD, because we know that's why they bought Blizzard and Activision. I was disappointed because I was like, damn it, I don't even play that game and I'm getting penalized. But now they're retrofitting that. But my worry is now they're going to do it to the games that I want to play. Like Fable.
I don't know. At the same time,
I don't know.
Call of Duty is such a cash cow.
Yeah.
Like it's in a league of its own. I think possibly that they didn't get enough players through Game Pass to justify them giving it for quote unquote free or part of the subscription. I think they make too much money with the in-game purchases, and I think it feels like the data was if you buy the game, you're a bit more loyal to play it for a while and maybe spend in-game currency because you bought the game versus it's on Game Pass, I don't give a shit, I'll uninstall if I don't like it. So I think it's a bit of a mixed bag. I'd be surprised to know what the financial results are and what drove that decision, but it's definitely financial, and I think it's definitely because Call of Duty supports so much of Activision. It is like their biggest cash cow, and it shows.
They had promised us when they bought Activision Blizzard that it was going to be part of it, and they were going to not have it part of it, and then they were going to take it off other consoles.
That was under Phil though. Like that was under old leadership, so
say that, but like it's possible that Phil was just getting the ramifications of whatever else too. Who knows? It is quite possible that when the prices went up, they had a mass exodus too, because we're in the middle of a very tough economic times. And people are just looking at every single
thing,
subscription service went up. And people, especially those of us like the three of us who appreciate the Call of Duty exists, but don't play it and don't care, just looked at that and said, nope.
Yeah, nope.
And and especially, go ahead, Joelle.
Well, I was going to say, especially since, like, for me not owning an Xbox, like, I was mostly just funneling it through PC. And because I have an Ally, it was nice to be able to bounce between, like, I had the premium because I could play it on the PC and then also play it on the Ally. I could have it available on the Ally, which was a huge plus. But then I just didn't find that I was playing as many games, and then it was one of those things like I've kept my PlayStation sub going on just because, like, for the extra storage and like all the other stuff. And I kind of didn't like that was fine, like, to keep because it's 15. It's like it's almost $16, and I'm like, okay, that's something that I'm fine, like, keeping in the budget month over month. But when you start to get into the 30s for something I don't use like weekly or even all the time, I'm just like, this is totally. I'm just gonna sub when I want to play a game because it's still cheaper than that. But yeah, I was just like, yo, like this is terrible. And then everything, because just everything else went up too. So it's only, and then this went up the most out of everything. And I was just like, oh my gosh, like it kind of puts a spotlight on like, oh, I'm rethinking my budget. And this one definitely doesn't seem worth it based on the usage and then the cost. So I was like, okay, like easy low hanging fruit, like to chop off and like say, I'll just try again later.
And like I did a podcast all about Xbox Game Pass. For a good half year with Steve Saylor. But like I unsubscribed. Well, I didn't unsubscribe. I went down to the $13 tier. And so that I had some stuff and online and whatever else. But I got so absorbed in the Switch and in 2 Point Museum, which I paid for because that wasn't on Game Pass, and on playing games on my PC, that I didn't feel the burn of not having those day and dates until this weekend. Which, that's we're looking at like over 6 months now, I suppose.
Yeah.
So
that's pretty good.
That's pretty interesting. So The next thing, the whole part they mentioned about our players cover a wide breadth of geographies, preferences, and tastes. So while there isn't a single model that's best for everyone, this change responds to a lot of feedback we've gotten so far. We'll continue to listen and learn. There was a story that I saw on I think I saw it. I have this app that kind of aggregates a whole bunch of different news stories and gives you a whole bunch of different sources from it and aggregates one thing you can kind of click through and whatever. So I found it on there. It's called Particle, the app. But it's actually from The Verge. So there is a leak that reveals new Xbox Game Pass Starter Edition that's part of Discord Nitro. So this is just let me read because I don't pay for The Verge. Nice. I'm not doing that right now. So yeah, what I can read, Microsoft started teasing a mysterious Discord and Xbox Game Pass partnership yesterday, and a new leak appears to have detailed exactly what's coming. Discord Previews has uncovered a new Xbox Game Pass Starter Edition that is bundled with Discord Nitro. The Starter Edition repeatedly includes access to over 50 games from the Xbox Game Pass library, as well as 10 hours a month of xCloud game streaming and the ability to earn Xbox reward points. I can't read any further than that because, it's a paid service. So yeah, that's an interesting one because, I think that's the thing is like maybe, what we would have gladly continued paying what we had paid before, knowing COD wasn't going to be in the system as we weren't paying as expensive. Like you kind of anticipate it's going to go up a little bit because everything's gone up, right?
Well, that's just it. Like it went up, if it went up by $1 or like $3, which is kind of like in my range, like usually things go up like 2 to 5. And I'm like, all right, do I want to add another, if you have, do I want to add another $20 or $30 to my budget every month? Like, I guess like it's worth it. But then when it just shoots up, you're like,
yeah. So there's been a lot of like crazy like news just popping off about Xbox. I guess now that Asha Sharma's in there, she's trying to shake things up a little bit, kind of get some of that, old school Xbox fervor back. One of the other things that they did, Xbox now has a new logo. So it's taking its new Xbox logo for 2026 and giving it a taste of what it would have looked like if it was used in previous console generations. It recently dropped this brand new logo, which sports a sleek glass effect. The logo is simple yet effective. It's also green. Kind of feels like the old school, what you would have seen on the Duke or on the top of the old console with that green emblem made out of plastic molded into the black. Asha Sharma said herself, they're going back. They want to make Xbox for the gamers again. They also talked about Microsoft games is going to be just Xbox now. There's so much things happening because they need to earn a lot of the trust back after all of the chaos over the last little while. And I mean, the best way they can do that, obviously, price cuts, but then also let's see the flipping games. Fable's still scheduled to come out. We might not see a console for a little bit though.
That makes sense. I just think like with everything going on and like still like all these the global, shipping and just like they cannot get a break with like
hardware is
the supply
so
chain
hard
and
right
hardware. Yeah, hardware is so hard and just getting all the components in and everything. So just like I feel like it all makes sense, and so I'm not. I get it. I'm just like, okay, well, I'm just gonna sit tight then with the hardware that I have, and I'm gonna be happy about it.
I mean, it's the first time in our lives that the price of console keeps going up as they get older. Like that's dumb.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Wild. That's so weird.
So weird. Yeah. So there's an article from today on Vice. Xbox confirms big factor in Project Helix. That's a new console. Launch timeline. I'll read from the article. Asha Sharma hasn't been shy when it comes to talking about Project Helix since she took over Xbox, and her latest chat about the upcoming console has confirmed a major factor in determining when the Helix will be ready to ship. And that is memory costs will impact Project Helix pricing and availability. Xbox Project Helix is still in the codename phase of its slow reveal, but that hasn't stopped Asha Sharma from hyping the hardware. The new Xbox lead has frequently mentioned that Project Helix will be a great place for fans to play their games, including their PC games. Some early Project Helix merch was even shared with select influencers and developers shortly after Sharma took over. That said, the hardware has yet to confirm its actual name or any sort of release window. It shouldn't come too much as a surprise, but it sounds like the industry struggle to obtain and afford memory is having an impact on the exact plans for when a Project Helix will make its way to gamers and how much it will cost. We all anticipated that. Not much else to say here, still a few quotes and stuff, but yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this thing costs more than Xbox Series X does right now when the time comes, especially if they're aiming for PC level.
Of course.
Yeah. Today, if the console was on a store shelf today, would you ladies be picking up an Xbox?
Nope.
Today?
I didn't even pick up a Switch 2 on launch, so why would I pick up an Xbox or PlayStation 6 on launch?
Cat's answer is predictable.
On brand.
On brand. I don't know. See, now that we're talking about it, and like with the cost of GamePass, see, now I'm wondering if I should pick up a console. Like, I'm wondering if that's going to not actually be a bad way to go.
Yeah. You think you want to go get a Series X? I wouldn't get a Series S.
No, I'd probably go get a Series X. And I wonder, like, if I should go to just, like, first check, like, Craigslist or, like, ask around and see if anyone's, like, just offloading it just to see. But now that, like, it just dawned on me. Like, this is an instant breaking news update. Like as we were talking, and like hardware is getting hard to get, and like with the subscription, I'm just like, I could actually just have the console and then buy the game, like I used to, like digitally, like with my PlayStation. Like I'm fairly happy with like that, and I don't know. So now my wheels are turning, and I'm like, do I get an Xbox?
Okay, as somebody who has both the Xbox and the PlayStation, it doesn't matter which one you have as long as you have one.
Yeah. Fair.
I don't think there's a lot of exclusive between the two that are deal breakers.
Well, is Fable
Fable is going to be Xbox
on PC.
And it's going to be PC. Yeah, if you go to PC. But the question is, will it come to PC day and date?
Yeah.
Yes. If you are of that mind.
I think so, because it's definitely it's a Microsoft company. They're better at serving PC, and you have your ally. So I don't know if.
But I need the Game Pass. I need the Game Pass to play it on the Ally. Like I'm not going to download it just on the Ally. Like I need.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, do I put it so I can play it on the big TV? Because I like playing those types of games on my big ass TV.
Me too.
Like that's what I want to play it on. Like I want to play those games with a big screen where I can get like even like that's my favorite thing. Like that's why I got this big 4K TV so I can play fun. Like I love playing God of War. I love playing Horizon on it. So I'm like, if I get like GTA 6 and which will be on everything, but like maybe I do it on the X. I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm just like, how do I get a console?
So I would buy it before I unsubbed. And I think it also has to do with the fact that just like what games are released, and there's just a ton on Switch. Yeah. But literally it was my primary console. Mike has been using the PlayStation a lot because of him racing and stuff. And I've just been living my best life with my Xbox. And Joelle, now that you have a dog, there's nothing better than sitting back on a Friday evening with a glass of wine, the blanket over your lap, the lights down low, the dog kind of asleep next to you, and you're turning on a new game.
She's not that old, so like she's
No,
she's destroying.
No,
she's destroying everything.
She's destroying everything.
Yeah,
It'll
she's
come to a
destroy-
point when that
I
won't
know.
be a thing. You'll
But that's
just
what
tuck
she's doing
her
right now.
out. You bring her out, play frisbee for a bit. You bring her back in. She
Oh.
crashes and lies next to you. There's nothing better.
Yeah, hopefully in a year she'll be like that. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I get it. Like you, yeah, like I love being able to like sit back and like dig into like a big game. Like so
Mhm.
that I'm just like, if I want that experience,
Mm.
I don't know. Now I'm gonna start looking. I'm gonna start doing some research and seeing how much they are.
This isn't coming anytime soon. There's no
No.
way on God's
No.
green earth this is out in 2027. So
No.
yeah, I think you're safe there if you wanted to go and pick that up. I would say
I'm
the
looking right
determining
now.
factor is whether or not Fable is going to be available on
Eh,
PC, and if you want to
Yeah.
play that in front of your computer. Yeah. I mean, I think I'm always I'm most often than not an early adopter, especially of video game
Yeah.
stuff. I bought the Vita.
Mm.
I'm on Vita
Sure did.
Island with Greg Miller. But yeah, and then living this life now where like it's better to be in on the ground floor because it might be more expensive later is a new territory I've never been in before.
Yeah.
Usually
There's
you
that,
get
yeah.
burned by being first adopter.
Yeah.
So I think like even buying secondhand, it would be kind of expensive. Like I got my PlayStation 5 for 500 Canadian dollars. That's not like a deal considering it's secondhand, but that
Yeah.
was
There's
the
no-
going price. What can I
There's
say?
no Series X on Craigslist in my area. There's
Damn.
there's 2 Series S's, but that's it. It's like people
I
aren't
wouldn't buy a
selling it.
Series S. That's like
No, that's
way
not 4K.
downgrading for you.
That's
Yeah,
not 4K.
no. No, but if I bought it new, the terabyte, holy schmoly, the Xbox Series X 1 terabyte console with Xbox wireless controller for 4K gaming from Best Buy comes in at $649.99 USD.
Mm.
Holy schmoly, that is $150 more than my PS5.
Yeah.
But then your
Yeah.
PS5 probably costs that nowadays. if you buy it new.
Probably. Yeah,
Mhm.
probably.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I know. Who would have thought?
Who
Everybody
would've
used to
thought?
wait for price drops to get mid-console life or
That's
buy the
right.
ones and then buy the Pro and whatever, right? No,
Yeah.
not today.
I'm
Not in
actually
this economy.
considering buying the Switch 2 now and not waiting for Fire Emblem to be announced.
I think that's wise.
Yeah, it might be wise. And you
I
know what's
think that's
coming? And
wise.
Kat, there's so many good games for you to play.
There are so many good games. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
You're-
agree.
You're going to have so much fun.
Do it, Cat. Do it.
Peer pressure.
Do it, Cat. Come on.
Enablers.
Yes.
All right, ladies. Well, that pretty much wraps up the show for this week. As always, you can check out the show notes on girlsongames.ca for links to all the stories mentioned in this here episode. Thank you, Catherine, for always putting that together for us each and every week. As always, if you have the power to rate and review this podcast, it'd be fantastic if you could do so. Why? It helps with discovery, pushes us up in the rankings, and any comment you leave helps us build our show. As always, I like to ask the ladies to shout out their social media handles so you can follow them anywhere and everywhere online. Catherine, where can people find you?
I am CSDSBINS, CSDBien on Instagram and Blue Sky. That's where I hang out nowadays, but I'm mostly in the Girls on Games Discord.
Joelle, how about yourself?
You can find me on Instagram at JoelleLauren87, on Blue Sky at Joelle Lauren, but always hanging out on the Girls on Games Discord. Come and say hi.
And I'm Leah Jewer on most social media platforms. But of course, you want to know everything there is to know about Girls on Games. You can track us down at The Girls on Games on X and Facebook. Just Girls on Games, no the in there, on Instagram, Threads, and Blue Sky, and TikTok. Discord.me/Girls on Games to continue this conversation and more. But of course, if you ever need to know anything at all, you can track it down at our home base. That is our website, girlsongames.ca. Thank you, Kat. Thank you, Joelle. It's been another lovely week in video games, and I'm off to play more Timberborn. See you later. Bye.
Bye.